Viards' first show as Lagerfeld's successor marks new era for Chanel fashion. The Guardian. After 30 years at the highest level of fashion, Virginie Viard makes debut as solo designer. After 30 years at the highest level of fashion, Virginie Viard makes debut as solo designer. Complacency, designer once said, is the beginning of the end. 3 months, this spirit lives on at Chanel. The house has sprung out. The show upheld Lagerfeld's proud tradition of catwalk blockbusters. A grand station. After dining, the audience took their seats on wooden benches lining the long platform installed as a catwalk, to await Viard's debut. The Grand Palais, with the grace and grandeur of its soaring Beaux-Arts curves, needs little dressing to pass for a railway station in the classic style of Grand Central in New York or the Gare d'Orsay Inn. As a result, in contrast to the boxed-in sets installed when Lagerfeld turned the Grand Palais into an aeroplane cabin or a casino, the entire cavernous space was open to view. It made for an intimate. There are fewer of the novelty-themed handbags and other visual jokes which Lagerfeld adored, and more of the clean lines and minimalist looks which Coco Chanel, who proclaimed one should look in the mirror to remove one accessory before leaving the house you preferred. Half of the first 6 looks in this collection featured wide-legged cotton trousers and matching jackets, the other half trench coats. There were nods to a high-starched white collar had become an optic shorthand for Lagerfeld, and was used as a homage here several times, including in the final look. There was continuity. A middle section riffed on Chanel in its late 1980s pomp, with a hipster touch of that era's Princess Diana thrown in for good measure. Think bibbed collared blouses, a fabulous leather boiler suit, a fuchsia tweed jacket worn with leggings and heels. These styles, as she took her bow, Viard did not give the impression of relishing the spotlight. Her all-black on, but Bruno Pavlovsky, Chanel's president of fashion, gave her his full backing, insisting that hers was not just a placeholder appointment. Virginie is doing an amazing job, and she will be here for a long time, he said before the show. Perhaps not. Third, Pavlovsky described the mood at Chanel as smiling. There is still a lot of. Perhaps the only person at Friday morning's show who could claim to have met Coco Chanel herself was the actor Ollie McGraw, who assisted as a stylist at Chanel's Rue Cambon apartment in the early 1960s. She was absolutely terrifying. The models looked up. She praised Viard for an amazing debut, which she felt referred so strongly to the essential Chanel spirit. It was very different. Last June, Chanel released financial figures for 2017 which showed a rise in sales of 11% to $9.6 billion, with profits of $2.7 billion. 2018 was a good year for us, Pavlovsky said. I am pleased with the Chanel, which is paying C25M for a renovation of the Grand Palais, will also contribute to in Paris. Mindful of the, it will not be about how many tens of millions we pay. Chanel is about the raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park.